Maya nodded as she continued eating her food. While taking bites from his food, James occasionally looked up to see how the others were doing. The one thing he noticed was how Adam was engrossed in the food on his plate. Seeing how Adam was behaving made James think he was seeing a different side of his group member. For someone that tends to act as though nothing matters much to him, he's showing a lot of emotions while eating his food. James hid his grin to not give away his inner thoughts. James made sure not to stare too long to prevent Adam from sensing that he was looking at him. He was a little sad after finishing up the salad. Still, the feeling was quickly replaced with the knowledge that he'd be enjoying the bread once again. I can't believe that they just give this away as part of the meal, James thought to himself as he enjoyed the buttery goodness covering the fluffy interior of the bread. With how good the bread was, it felt as though it was ridiculous to do such an action, and he couldn't help but question the logic of the guild and the dining level. Sam, next to him, sighed in contentment. Even though I've eaten similar food like this, I don't think I'll ever get tired of it. He grinned at James. It's likely that it'll be a while before we get to enjoy this level of food, Raul mentioned to Sam. Groaning at the thought, Sam said, "Please, don't remind me." It's definitely not going to be fun having to make our own food, though we may run across the occasional remote town or village during our request, Raul said. I bet that the best we can expect in those locations is a horned rabbit stew or some other similarly simplistic dish. Horned rabbit stew isn't that bad, Kate interjected in the discussion. Say that after you finish eating your food here, Sam laughed. Even this branch of the guild does a pretty good job at making horned rabbit stew, but a remote village isn't going to be close with the quality. Raul nodded. Unfortunately, that'll be the case. I've heard enough adventurers who lament about having to eat dishes in remote locations. The only way to avoid that is to get better at making your own dishes, Celine said. Mim nodded at Celine's words. Fortunately, we'll be getting a lot of practice in becoming better cooks. Sam laughed as he shoved some bread into his mouth. James couldn't help but enjoy how everyone was joking about what was in store for them on their journey. With his limited experience dealing with other groups, especially one that was significantly stronger than theirs, it was a little nerve-wracking to try and figure out how to get closer to them to the point where they could laugh and joke with one another. A request's success is often determined by how members are able to handle one another, not just in a fight, but also in day-to-day life. It's hard to develop trust in each other in high-stress situations if you're unable to joke with your group members. James thought seriously as he ate the bread while trying to keep his facial expression natural. Though his thoughts were normal, there was a part of him that worried that would be received negatively by the other group. Maya glanced at him, giving him a look as though indicating that she noticed a shift in his mood, but letting him know that it wasn't obvious. Seeing Maya reassure him, James felt better. Having Maya with him during the process of being an adventurer truly helped him. She not only gave him more confidence, but was likely what allowed him to be an effective leader of his group. It wasn't like the other members had no contribution with how he developed, but there was definitely a closeness that Maya gave. James's eyes also flickered to Adam. Though Adam was different from Maya, James knew that Adam was someone that he could rely on. If things went wrong, Adam was one of the first people to step up and try to figure things out.